Hello, and welcome to Plant Based Cooking with AARP, Alabama. I'm your host, Tawana Wright, and today we have with us Chef Kimberly McNair Rock. Folks, we want you to remember that AARP empowers people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 plus and their families. The plant based cooking program has been really popular across the country. We're just delighted that you joined in today to see us. Chef Brock, what do you have on tap for us today?
We have creamy roasted garlic and cauliflower pasta with
Well, that's a
spinach,
mouthful.
yes, and Parmesan breadcrumbs.
Okay. Well, Chef Kim, we both know that nobody came to see me, so I'm going to get out of the way.
All right. So today we've kind of started doing a little bit of prep work beforehand, and I have our croutons made, and we've made those before. And just wanted to show you, I have our cauliflower in here roasting. And so when we're ready for it, and I've got a few shallots, we'll pull that out. And that's probably the biggest thing, just breaking down the cauliflower, to be completely honest. So I have a little bit of onion here. You don't have to use onion. You can use all shallots. But you can use whatever allium that you like. Like you might want to use some leeks or some scallions, some green onions. So I'm going to turn on our pot going here. And this is just the same pot that we cooked our pasta in. And I'm going to get that going. And then I have several cloves of garlic, because we love garlic. And I'm going to smash them and chop them. Now, if you have a garlic press, you can do that. You can slice the garlic if you like to leave it sort of whole in there. Just however you want your presentation to be. But we're going to just smash them and chop them up as fine as we can get them to go in here. So I've got those onions in. I'm hearing them sizzle a tad bit. I'm going to put a little grapeseed oil in here. Okay. And I'd say that's probably about 2 tablespoons. All right. We're just going to chop this up. So this is a really quick dish. Like I said, the longest piece of it is cutting up your cauliflower. And you may or may not need a little extra liquid. So you might want to save your pasta water. Or if you've got a vegetable stock, that's great too. Okay. Just a little bit. All right. Okay. And you can make, just depends on how you make pasta. Like some people like a dry pasta, and sometimes I do. This one's kind of going to be a little bit more wet. I didn't really want to just call it like a cauliflower Alfredo, but that, in essence, that's basically what we're doing. So we've got that diced up, minced up well. All right. Stir that around a little bit. Cook out that raw flavor of the garlic. Okay. And I'm going to season it a little bit with some black pepper, sea salt, and granulated garlic. Okay. Just a little. Okay. So next we're going to take our bread that we toasted, and I'm going to put this in a Ziploc bag to just kind of smash them and make some crunchy breadcrumbs. We're going to use this later to top our pasta off with. Now, if you don't want to use bread, you're gluten-free, you can definitely use some walnuts. You could dice up some walnuts and put some herbs and spices on that, and that would be a great substitute. oven has me smoked out a little bit. Just a couple more minutes on that. I think our cauliflower will be ready. So you want to get a rolling pin. And if you don't have a rolling pin, just use something, use what you have. So I've got a water bottle here. And I'm going to just kind of break up our breadcrumbs. Roll this over. If you've got a food processor, you can use a food processor. You know, it's just something quick and easy. It'll be sort of organic. The breadcrumbs will be all different sizes. Okay. All right. To this, I'm going to add our oat milk. And if you don't like oat milk, you can use whatever kind of creamy milk that you like. You can use almond milk. You can use the cashew milk. Just whatever you want to use. Okay. I'm going to do that and let that kind of get warm. And you're basically going to make like a bechamel sort of. Okay. And I'd say this is about a quart that I'm putting in here, give or take. But just follow the recipe. So I'm going to break up a few more breadcrumbs while that milk is heating up. Get your crunchiest ones. All right, put this aside. Okay. And once we get our milk warm, we're going to add our vegan cheese to it. So we've got some vegan mozzarella and our vegan parm. So that's good. We've got some good breadcrumbs here, seasoned breadcrumbs that we made from scratch. So, all right. So this is warming up nicely. I'm seeing some steam coming in. I'm going to wait for it to get a little bit more, just a little bubbly. And I'm going to take our spinach just ahead of time and just sort of chop this. It's not a perfect julienne, but that's sort of the cutting style that I'm doing here. And this will just give you more of it, and it'll go further in the dish. You don't have to use the spinach. I think it's always a great time and a great way to add in some dark leafy greens, which would be your protein as well. So, you know, it has a purpose and a function to it. All right. Turn that up. All right. And we'll cut this up too and add this into our bowl. Get ready for it when we get ready to finish this up. But like I said, if you don't want to use spinach, you can use Swiss chard. You could use kale. Just might want to saute that a bit first so that it will be nice and tender. So I think it's ready. It's time for us to add our mozzarella. And you just want to kind of add maybe about half of that, a little bit at a time. And of course, vegan cheese melts differently than regular conventional cheese. So just want to be a little mindful of that. Okay. All right.
Does it melt faster or slower?
All the brands are different, so that's sort of a difficult question to answer.
Okay.
So you just got to play around with it. You know, I would start with I would start with less milk than I did. Just if you need to add it and thicken it up later, you can. So I'm adding a little Parmesan in now. A little vegan parm. then I'm going to season this up again. A little granulated garlic, sea salt, black pepper. Okay. I'm going to taste this. See if we've got a spoon handy. Taste this as we're going along. All right. You don't want it to stick, so you almost want to continuously stir it. And then also, I think some of these vegan cheeses, usually when you're doing something with cream or milk, you want to add a little bit of nutmeg. It's kind of the classic French cooking style. It's really good. But some of these cheeses I think already have a little nutmeg in them because I smell it oftentimes. But if you wanted to, you certainly could add it in at that point. And I'm going to thin it out just a tad with some vegetable stock I just made, just a little bit, just to give it a little rounded flavor. All right. I think our cauliflower should be ready. You can hardly see. All right. Keep stirring this. I'm going to add just a tad more of our Parmesan, vegan parm. Thicken it up a bit. And I have used vegan mozzarella. I've used all different kinds of vegan cheeses. If you wanted to get a different flavor profile, you certainly can do that. Add a little bit of good. So to this, we're going to add in our shallots, and they almost kind of just melt. I don't need to be using my raw pan because that is a bit warm. So the shallots are just very smooth and nicely softened, and this will help to season that as well. Shallots are really a delicious allium that often get forgotten about. I'm going to add our pasta in now, and just use whatever your favorite pasta is. This is cavatappi pasta. It's like a little curlicues. You could use penne. You could do, a long pasta like a fettuccine or a linguine. It's whatever your favorite is. So we cooked about a pound of it, and I'm adding in about half of that. Okay. And I'm going to go in, stir that around a little bit, and go in with our cauliflower. And really, I can just take the parchment paper and just drop that right in. Easy peasy. And to stir this up, I'm going to add a little red pepper flake to it. It's really hearty now, folks. Yum. And a little, I'm going to add our spinach. Forgot about that. This is so quick and easy. Add a little bit, stir it around. So that was 2 big handfuls of spinach. And I would say we probably only need 1. That looks like that's good enough. Back to a little bit of red pepper flake. Make sure it goes all over, not too much. And again, whatever your taste buds can handle. Taste this one more time. Taste a piece of the pasta and a piece of the cauliflower. Really good. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice for just a little hint of acid to this. So got no seeds. And this is probably a 1/4 lemon. Not
What's
very
the
much.
acid do, Chef?
It's going to cut through the fattiness and just balance all of those flavors out.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And it actually goes really well with cauliflower, believe it or not. So this is so good. I can't wait to get it rolling. Now just adjust your seasoning for whatever you think you need. Because like I said, the cheeses are all different. And we're ready to plate up. So we got a nice bowl here. Add in our pasta, cauliflower. This was so quick. See how quick? Like if you come home and you want something healthy, but you feel like you don't have time to cook, you do. It doesn't take a lot. You know, you could even buy the cauliflower already made if you want. Of course, that's going to cost more. But you could cut it. You could cut your cauliflower up the day before, the night before, and come home and just do it really quickly. So, another little piece of cauliflower. All right. And wipe our plate up a little bit. This was too fast. I'm going to do a little bit of our Parmesan cheese on top, just a little sprinkle, and our breadcrumbs. So look at us go in here and grab them and dust them over the top. But that's it, y'all. Real simple, real easy. I mean, it looks like something that you got in a restaurant, you know. So you got a little crunch there with your breadcrumbs, you know, soft and tenderness of the pasta and the cauliflower. Really a delicious dinner. And that's it.
Wow, that seems so fast. You're right. That is a quick and simple one for an evening when you're rushing.
Yes. And I mean, even having the pasta ready, you know, you could do that the night before, just cook it a little bit al dente, because you're going to continue to cook it in your sauce that you've made. But, you know, this is something simple Like I said, you've added some spinach in. You could add all of this if you like. Um, you know, it's just very simple and easy, but it's very delicious. If you've got truffles, you want to add truffles to this, that would be a delicious addition to it as well. So you can turn this up or down, however you like.
Sounds good, Chef. Folks, remember our next episode was going to be November 17th. That's the week before Thanksgiving. And Chef, once again, thank you for a great show.
My pleasure.
Goodbye. Don't forget to do the survey.